Dexter Henry here from the Barclays Center for NetsDaily.com, and I'm joined by the great writer Anthony Puccio from Nets Daily, and we're here on a day where Mikhail Prokhorov, owner of the Brooklyn Nets, talked to the media about the firing of head coach Lionel Hollins and the reassignment of GM Billy King and the future of the Nets and where they're going from here. It's been a crazy last 24 hours, Pooch. First of all, let's go back 24 hours when we first heard this news. What did you think, and what was your reaction to the firing of Lionel Hollins and the reassignment of Billy King?
Dex, you say crazy. I say that's an understatement. These last 24 hours, these last 4 seasons in Brooklyn have all been nuts. I mean, we've had 5 different coaches. We're talking about a 6th after this interim Tony Brown is in. So, I mean, look, we need some consistency here. When I heard the news about Billy King and Lionel Hollins, I felt it was inevitable, but the timing was definitely questionable.
Definitely questionable. Let's talk about the timing. 37 games into the season. Why make this move now? Does it make sense? Is it the right time?
Look, I think honestly ownership was trying to save face possibly, but the timing, I'm not too sure about because they're not going to have a GM. I mean, trade deadline is 6 weeks away. So if someone wants a call, hey, we want Bojan Bogdanovic, who do they call?
Maybe they call you.
Maybe they call me, maybe they call you.
Maybe they do.
I mean, they're as unsure as we are.
Fans are unsure about where this organization is going, and that's a question that was asked a lot to Mikhail Prokhorov today. Let's start with the head coaching search. A lot of names, a lot of rumors out there. The biggest name out there that's rumored is John Calipari. We are hearing from certain sources that the organization definitely has interest in bringing Calipari on board. What do you think about Calipari and some other candidates out there?
Look, I don't know how Calipari would be in this spot as a coach. He did fail when he was in the NBA, but we do know that Calipari could sell his product. He loves to recruit. If the Nets are depending on free agency and recruiting, maybe Cal is the guy. But otherwise, a lot of people are saying that he might not be it.
Cal, if you bring him in, there might be a possibility of bringing him in as a GM and the coach. Will be a bit of a stretch for somebody who hasn't had front office experience on the NBA level. Do you think the Nets will look for somebody, a combo or a guy that can do both jobs?
Personally, I think they're going to look for someone who could do a combo. I mean, 2 guys that could do a combo.
Right.
I mean, as you heard Mikhail Prokhorov say, that he does want to get a separate GM and coach to run the organization. So hopefully they can find some consistency in that and find the right guys. It's about time.
One of the things, I was talking with some fans on Twitter yesterday, and a lot of fans were talking about what direction the team should go in. What players should they keep? Who should they let go? There's a lot of talk about, should they trade Brook Lopez? Should they trade Thaddeus Young? What do you think the Nets should do with this current roster of players? Should they look to acquire some more assets, or what do you think they should do, Pooch?
Look, if they can find a way to get younger, get draft picks, absolutely do it. But I don't think you trade the core of Thaddeus Young, Brook Lopez, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, and even Chris McCullough, who hasn't played a game yet. That's the core. Those are the guys that you're advertising to free agents this summer. Keep them. Make sure that they're the guys here that are staying in Brooklyn.
All right, in Brooklyn, Nets fans, the future's not looking so great right now. Not many draft picks over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Not many of the assets. Do have a ton of cap space this coming summer, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Sell Nets fans on why they should be optimistic about the direction of this team.
Few things, like I always say, front court of Brook Lopez and Thaddeus Young, the young core of McCullough and Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. They got a brand new practice facility opening up downtown Brooklyn.
That's true.
And they have still the newest arena in the world. People want to come here and play in New York, wouldn't you?
Hey, listen, I'm a Brooklyn guy. Love this arena. I want to see the organization get back on its feet. I think before we close, Mikhail Prokhorov talked about the process, Anthony, and he talked about, this might take some time for them to find a new GM and a new head coach, which is why they started the process early with these firings. How soon do you think they need a new GM and coach in place? Are we talking before the draft? Are we talking before free agency? When does this need to occur?
I think sometime before the draft. I think they need to find a way to get assets, potentially, like we said, make a trade on draft day, try to acquire some picks, buy some picks. But at the same time, I don't want them to rush, because if they rush and make the wrong decision, this franchise could be set back even more so than they already are. So they need to make the right decision, get the right guys, and get this thing back on track.
Who would you like to see in here as coach?
That's tough.
We got a lot of lists. You're hearing Calipari, you're hearing Tom Thibodeau, we've heard Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson, Brooklyn guy. Who would you like to see in here as coach?
If we're recruiting guys, I want Calipari. But if we're talking about the future and making things right, maybe Thibodeau as a coach, find the right guy to be GM, who I'm not really too sure of right now, but maybe give Thibodeau the reins.
That would be interesting indeed. It's going to be interesting next couple of months to see what the Nets can do. For all the latest news and videos, stay tuned to netsdaily.com. We have the entire press conference with Mikhail Prokhorov. We also have sound bites from some of the players today and the coaches who also talked as well. From the Barclays Center, they're shutting down the lights on us. Anthony Puccio, Dexter Henry, netsdaily.com.